What's going on, guys? Evolution here, and welcome back to another DayZ Standalone Alpha confirmed features and discussion video. And now that is a mouthful to say at the beginning of the video. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about just the one topic, and that is going to be weapons. Not so much weapons customization, just more about the weapons, because I have previously discussed about the customization of your player and weapons previously in episode 2. Now, I don't really want to go over that again because that would be boring. So if you want to hear about that, jump back to episode 2 to find out a bit about the weapon customization. So anyway, we're here to talk about the weapons. So, some of you may or may not know, but all the weapons from the Armor 2 and DayZ mod are not going to be imported into Standalone. This means all weapons in the Standalone you will never have used before. They will be completely rebuilt from scratch. This means that the model of the gun could be different and feel different. So this doesn't mean that some of the favourite guns in the DayZ mod that you've used now aren't going to be in the DayZ Standalone. However, there are just 2 weapons we know that are going to be in the Standalone that have been released publicly. And they are the AK-74. Rocket has done a few gameplays on the current development build, and he's been running around the AK-74. However, it looks so much more badass and sounds so much cooler. And the second weapon probably isn't everyone's favourite weapon in the DayZ mod, and this is the crossbow. So at the moment the crossbow isn't really that efficient. When it used to take 1 inventory slot per steel bolt, it was almost worth not using. It's got quite low damage, only 3.5k per shot, slow fire rate, very inaccurate and not very far range. So there wasn't much advantage to actually using the crossbow, therefore a lot of people don't use it nowadays. However, very early into the development, Dean actually released some images of the new crossbow, and it looks awesome. I've just got to say that the model of it just looks awesome. I mean, the texture, the detail in it, and it's also got this cool looking scope now. And obviously, if they're putting a scope on a weapon, it's got to have some decent range, right? They don't just put a scope on a gun that... They're not going to put like a 200 meter scope if it can only shoot 50 meters, obviously. If you get where I'm coming from. So this means that the crossbow must have some potential of a decent amount of range, which is really exciting because at the moment the current crossbow isn't very good for long range. And of course, hopefully this one will be a bit more accurate and maybe a bit more powerful. But here's the interesting part. So obviously, at the moment you've got quivers, but I think they only hold 5 arrows or bolts, whatever it is. They keep changing what they're called. One moment they're arrows, next they're bolts, whatnot. Who cares? I reckon that they're going to possibly bring in the crafting system in the Standalone, where you can make like small quivers, medium quivers, and large quivers, and then obviously they can hold more bolts or arrows depending on the size you have, which I think would be really useful. And then the crossbow could come quite a popular gun. And obviously the advantages of the crossbow is that it's silent, of course, and in the DayZ, in the apocalypse full of zombies, that's pretty much an essential and a big advantage in the apocalypse world. And a very big potential that I've got sitting in this mind that I need to talk to you guys about is crafting bolts and arrows. So how awesome would it be if you could run around the forest, get some wood, get your knife out, you craft the wood into like shafts, and then when you kill a chicken they could drop feathers and meat. You take the feathers and then you can apply them to your arrow or bolts, whatever they're going to call them, and that would make like the back of the arrow or bolt. And then for the actual arrow head, you could like mine rocks or melt down metal as such, and use kind of small bits of rubble to make arrowheads. So I think it would be really awesome if they added that in. And obviously you can't expect to keep running into towns to find crossbow bolts. I think the crossbow would be an amazing weapon if obviously you can craft your ammo. And because crossbow bolts, obviously they should have a chance to break, which I think they do now actually. I think that they're going to need to add a very high spawn rate of the crossbow arrows or bolts. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what they're called. Or you should be able to craft them. So that's just one of the little ideas I had about the crossbow. And as I said, just a quick overview of it. It does look amazing in the standard, and I think it's going to be a very popular weapon. So moving onwards, obviously let's look at some proper weapons. So here we've got a nice hunting rifle. Looks quite nice, wooden finish, quite low poly but very detailed still. And obviously Rocket has mentioned stuff about weapon durability or durability in general. And I think if there is weapon durability, some of you might be like, oh, it's going to be rubbish, whatnot. But think, like, maybe the lower your weapon durability has, like, it can jam, it does lower damage, maybe the fire rate's slower, less accurate, kind of cool things like that. And maybe you can craft two weapons together and then fix them up, similar to like the Fallout mechanics. And that's just another idea I had. So like the lower durability a weapon's got, the more chance it's got to jam, the less accurate it is, and maybe backfire. Who knows? Like it could shoot you. That would be quite hilarious, wouldn't it? So there'd be kind of a risk of using a low durability weapon. But if you need to, hey, that's what you're gonna have to do, aren't you? And also, obviously, with all the new weapons, there's new player animations. So I'm really interested to see the new kind of player animations with the weapons, because they could add new reload animations in, possibly separate animations for different guns. It's a possibility, and obviously now that you can like shoot whilst crouching and running, it'd be really cool to see like the new animations of the hipfire and stuff. So again, that's just another thing that I'd like to mention. But that pretty much sums up this video, and I hope I haven't missed anything out. Hope I haven't missed anything out, but I hope this was very informative to you guys and that you enjoyed the video, because that's what I'm here to do. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a like, and it takes 5 seconds just to drop a comment. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you want to see to do with the weapons. Obviously, we know that there's going to be attachments. Don't go, you want to see attachments. We all know there's going to be attachments. I've done a video on that. But just let me know what you think would be cool to see, like, weapon-wise in the standalone. And I think that about sums this video up, guys. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more DayZ content. Peace out.